We are joined by Steve Heimler. He is the creator of Heimler's History, which is about American history and civics. And we will show you a short clip of that before we get to our conversation.
Oh, hey, AP students. My name is Steve Heimler. When I was in high school, I really struggled to get good grades. In fact, because I was such a mediocre student, I never took an AP class in my whole dang life. It's true, but honestly, I never had anyone to guide me and show me that I really could learn hard things. But in college, I really did start to love learning, and irony of ironies, I became an AP history teacher, and I made a decision. No student of mine should ever feel like they don't have what it takes to get an A in their class and a 5 on their exam in May. And that is exactly why I make all these videos, to help you conquer these giant hairy beasts we call AP classes.
Steve Heimler, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, you're a former minister, then you became a high school teacher. Now you're a YouTube creator. Tell us about that whole process.
Well, I think it would be great if a person is able to live their life in a straight line, but that is not how it has been with me. I originally, yes, intended to be a minister. Went to college and then grad school for that, and then worked for 8 years in that field, and then ended up transferring to teaching high school history. I did that for a decade, and along the way started making videos, and here we are.
Here we are. Heimler's History channel on YouTube has 1.28 million subscribers. So clearly there are people watching your videos and enjoying them. Do you, Steve, strictly teach online now, or are you still a teacher in high school?
Yes, I've been doing this full time on YouTube for 3 years now, since 2023.
So we're this year celebrating America's 250th birthday. The July 4th is this weekend. What would you say right now is the state of American history, education, and civics in the United States?
Well, I interact with an awful lot of teachers from all the states in our country, and if that's any indication, I have to say we're doing great, because these teachers are magnificent. They're working hard. They have an awful lot to overcome in order to do what they love, and so I'm all for the teachers and what they're doing. And from my perspective, I think they're doing a fantastic job. I am not a policy expert, so I don't want to go too deep on policies, but I think it is, unfortunately, with the emphasis on STEM, which STEM is great, no shade there, but we have to ask. It's crazy that we have to ask the question: what is learning civics for? Why is it important when we've got all these practical disciplines over here? So I think, we who teach civics.
Well, answer that question, Steve. Why do we need civics?
Well, I remember reading a book years ago when I first started teaching by John Fia, and it's called Why Study History, and he said something I'd never heard before, which is that back when liberal education first arrived during the Enlightenment, a little bit before, or I should say before the Enlightenment, it was very religious in nature. And so by nature, that education taught virtue. But since the Enlightenment, a lot of that religious element has been stripped away. And so what John Fia says is that actually history, and I think we could say civics as well, the rest of those disciplines, actually do the work of teaching virtue. Not only does it help us understand our current moment, which is, we're meaning-making creatures, and we have, ever since, even before written communication and oral cultures, arguably the oldest way of knowing is storytelling, is narrative. And that's how we make meaning of the world that we're in. And if we can't make meaning of the present moment without knowing the larger context, then we're subject to the whims and arguments of tyrants and despots who just want us to fall in line with what they want to do. But what John Fia said is that actually, in addition to making meaning of the present moment, civics, history, government, etc., actually teaches virtue. So by learning history, we're actually being taught humility. Like we're not the center of the whole story. There's actually this grand narrative that unfolds for millennia before we even existed. It teaches love and compassion, because in order to think historically, we actually have to listen to the characters and the actors of the past on their own terms and not impose our present biases upon them. We have to sit down at their feet, listen to them, even if we disagree with them, listen to them humbly, and then only then can we actually do our historical work. So I could go on, but
so I want to bring up a survey that was done by the American Enterprise Institute, and it found that only 29% of Americans had read the Declaration of Independence in full. So how do you get adults to be more interested and invested in their own government?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the fact when I was a young adult and when I was a teenager, there was no understanding that this government belongs to me. This government answers to me and all the people around me who are citizens. It's the people's government. And so I think there was just this implicit understanding that, oh, well, the government is out there. It has its authority. I have to obey its laws, and it's separate from me. But over time, coming to understand, wait, no, my representatives answer to me. My senators answer to me. In a more filtered way, the president answers to me. All these people and on local municipal levels, they all answer to me and to my community. And I think just knowing that, understanding that, and not just knowing it as a soundbite, but actually embracing it, makes all the difference to me.
All right, that's Steve Heimler. If you'd like to see his YouTube videos, you can go to YouTube, or you can go to heimlershistory.com. Steve, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It is open forum, and we'll go straight to your call.